Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fitness Society podcast. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Wow. Thank you. Bad habits, but not just health.
Yeah.
You know, these can be just bad habits all in all. And then the discipline. Starting from zero, the question I got was starting from
Nothing.
zero, starting from no background of discipline, no, experience with discipline, really starting from zero, learning how to put discipline into your life to improve what you're trying to do. I think that discipline is not something that's just there. It's not like genetics.
You have to practice it.
Yeah, and it's going to take a long time.
You got to practice getting out of bed in the morning. I've been trying to get out of bed at 6 a.m. every day for the last 5-6 years now, and I still struggle, turn my alarm off, fall back asleep, stay in bed. I mean, most days I'm out of bed by 6, but, some days I hit that alarm, and next thing you know, it's 8:30. And it's like, oh, shit.
And then sometimes it'll just click for you.
Yeah, and then you get in a groove.
You get in your groove, and you find out what works for you, and you find out why it benefits you, and then all of a sudden it's second nature.
I think bad habits and learning discipline when you never had it all goes back to goal setting. You got to have good goals. You got to write them down, and you have to have them in front of you most of the time, whether it's on your phone, on a notepad. I'm a big notepad person. I have notepads all over the studio, all over the store, all over the house, and they're to-do lists and they're goal lists.
Yeah, it has to be tangible, like something you can see right there in front of you, something you wrote down.
You can't just be like, oh, today I'm going to start a diet.
In your head as a thought is just not enough.
It's not enough.
You have way too many thoughts that cycle in and out all day long. You have to write something down specific and have it in front of you.
Yeah, maybe for some people just being like, oh, I'm going to start a diet. But I notice that's sometimes what Kaylee and I will do is like the 75 hard. We, what was that, 2 Sundays ago, we were like, let's start 75 hard tomorrow. Well, one day notice is not enough to change your life,
Another big thing with it I wanted to get on the topic of is start small and slow.
Yeah.
Because I always had it, and I still do sometimes. I have to step back and refocus because I go all in, all out when I need to make that change. I'm like, I need a little more discipline in my life, in certain areas, and I will just, balls to the wall all the way in. That's kind of a recipe for disaster for anybody. Nobody really just goes boom, boom, start. I got to get disciplined tomorrow and starts doing it.
And that's
you wear yourself out, and it just becomes too much and overwhelming. And then when life starts happening as well, you fall off, and then you really fall off.
And that's what we talked about with the studio starting out was we wanted to work on the integrative dieting. So when someone comes in and they're like, oh, I have cereal for breakfast, I have a sub for lunch, and I have spaghetti and meatballs for dinner, instead of just wiping that whole slate clean and be like chicken and rice all day.
Yeah.
We're going to take away the, hopefully the cereal for breakfast thing, put some eggs and oatmeal in.
Yeah,
and then
start slowly.
As the days go by, you start integrating new things in instead of just completely shocking their body, taking all that sugar out, taking all those carbs out.
Yeah.
They're going to feel like shit. They're going to feel completely out of whack. So you want to integrate the new lifestyle in.
Yeah, it's like anything. I mean, my girlfriend Summer's getting ready for her second marathon right now. She's trying to qualify for the Boston. And she didn't go out and just start running 10, 12-mile days.
Yeah, wake up one morning, run 24 miles.
Yeah, when she made the decision that she wanted to do this and she wanted to qualify for the Boston, that she didn't just, I'm going to go out and run 12 miles. I'm going to go out and run 14 miles tomorrow. She started small.
Yeah.
She started with
3,
6, even as low as 2 miles sometimes, 2, 3, 4 miles. And she slowly worked her way into running upwards of, the 10 and 12 mile runs. But she just ran 10 this morning. She just finished about a half hour ago, but you're not just going to be able to get up
run
and go out
10
and
miles.
do that,
you get shin splints, destroyed legs.
You're going to mess your legs up. You're going to hurt something.
And you're never going to want to run again.
Yeah. So everything needs to be started slow, and then you work your way up and progress.
And I think that's a good way to build habits,
Yeah, absolutely. And it can be as small as making your bed, like you said, getting out of bed.
Getting out of bed
Set
early.
your alarm clock a half hour early.
Read a book. You almost have to set things what I do personally is I like to set things that I don't like doing. Excuse me. So I don't like reading, but I read a ton of books.
Well, that's discipline.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing the things you don't want to do.
But I know reading will level me up, will make me smarter, will make better ready me things for the future. So I read books. I get up in the morning, I make a drink. I make a drink. And then I will sit down, read my book, meditate, maybe journal a little bit about my goal or about where I'm going, what's going on, really cleanse the mind, get through everything, and then start the day.
How long did it take you to build that morning routine, though, to where you were doing it consistently, like second nature? Like,
I mean, it's still in the works.
yeah,
I mean, there's plenty of days I wake up and I'm like,
you don't do any of it.
I
Probably.
don't want to read.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to. The other thing is waking up early. I know it's a debatable topic, like, oh, you don't need to wake up early to be successful, but it surely does help. Waking up early, getting a good... So here's how you think about it. Most people get up, rush out of the house, and they go right to work or right to whatever. When you get up and you rush like that, you have no time to prepare your day.
Yeah,
prepare
mentally,
yourself. You're just
physically.
you start your day in a scramble. You're scrambling right away.
Yeah.
Where if you wake up, you leave the house at 9, you wake up at 6. Wake up at 6, whatever you do. You could walk your dog, you could stretch, you could go for a jog. You don't have to write, read, journal, meditate. That's just my personal thing. But get up, walk your dog, think about where you're going.
You're setting yourself up for a good day. You're setting
Exactly.
yourself up for a mentally prepared, productive day where you can work and function at your best. And that is what I'd say probably 80% of people don't do. I know people that get up 20 minutes before they need to be at work.
It's disgusting.
Shit, shower, shave, out the door.
I would have the worst day ever. I couldn't imagine
doing that.
Another thing I think people get hung up on with building habits and like setting goals is like we have a friend that's doing this right now. She wants to do things, wants to do big things, wants to set big goals, but doesn't know what she wants to be or what she wants to do.
Where to start?
So I think what you need to start with is your why. So being like, why do you want to get to this like successful level? Why do you want to make money or whatever? It might not be money. Like it's all dependent on, who it is.
Yeah.
I like to give back and help people and support, but I also want to get to a point earlier than later in life where I have freedom to film podcasts, to work out when I want to open new ventures. Like you got to find that why and you got to plug that into your goal. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, ooh, I want to be a nurse or I want to be a doctor or I want to be a pilot. It could just be, I want financial freedom by X age.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to start with what you love doing.
And I think people get caught up on that, like, oh, I can't make money working out.
Yeah.
Well, you can't now, but like we couldn't either when we were teenagers, but we're essentially making money working out now,
Another thing that is a big role of discipline is doing something that you love to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel like a job or a chore when you are excited for it or you love doing it.
Like doing this is fun. It's fun setting it up. It's fun getting
it's
it ready.
Fantastic. I mean, I know everybody's felt it too, that it's like the night before Christmas.
Yeah.
Where you're excited to wake up in the morning. You can't wait to get out of bed. And when you get up, you're wide awake, ready to go and open gifts. Like, you can have that energy all the time.
If you're doing what you love.
Yeah.
But on the backside of that is you have to do things you don't love. Like we talked about in episode 1, going to the nuke plants, working 12-hour days, 54 12-hour days straight.
Yeah, and where do you find the discipline for those things?
Yeah. So it's a big circle. To get to where you want to go, you kind of got to eat the shit. You got to do the shit.
Oh, it doesn't just, it's not
like
I'm going to start doing what I love tomorrow.
It's funny.
I love it.
We get customers all the time that come in and they're like, oh, dude, worked 45 hours this week. I'm like, I work like 45 hours in the first part of the week.
Yeah.
And like I used to work like 84-hour weeks. Like people don't get what it takes to really to get to where you're going. We just had a lighting change. How's it look? Good?
Even better?
Are we glowing?
Another thing with the discipline is we talked about starting small, writing down goals. I mean, starting small is, like making your bed.
Baby steps. It's a ladder.
Baby steps. And then progressing from there. The person that actually asked me this question, It's one of my best friends back home. He actually just lost 100 pounds this last year, TJ.
That's crazy.
And if you know anything about weight loss or if you've lost weight before, 100 pounds is
That's insane.
that means you stayed disciplined consistently.
Yeah, so
A
he knows
year
what it's all.
at least.
He knows what it's all about.
And this is someone that struggled with discipline in his past. You know what I mean? And this is just another example that goes to show how long it takes to build these habits to then be successful in whatever you
Yeah.
want to do. I mean, I don't know how many times he's tried, and I've helped him before in the past
Fell off.
with not just diet, but a lot of things. That's why he asked this question, I'm sure, is because he said, I mean, this is someone who started from zero, and didn't have much discipline in his life. So he had to learn along the way. And when it comes to people like us, we learned early.
We have a few customers that have had big transitions like that. One,
It's amazing.
I think she's up to like 120 pounds down now, but she found like she loved running 5Ks. So I mean, she literally every weekend she's like posting a 5K she ran, and like now she has like a whole rack at her house of all these like medals.
Yeah.
But like she found something she loves to do, and she just kept doing it and doing it and doing it,
Consistently.
and that's how she lost the weight. We had a little note drop from Sid. It takes 66 days to form a habit,
Yep.
and it takes 21 days to get in a new routine.
Yeah.
So that's what we were talking about with like the online coaching. We want to do 2 months at a time because you're not going to get the success. So if we let you do a 30-day training program, you're not going to get the success. You're going to be mad that you didn't get the success, and overall you're not a good.
It's just going to look bad on us.
Yeah, you're not a good representation.
Yeah,
of the
we didn't
fitness
get you
side of
where you wanted
studio.
to be. Yeah. But the other thing with discipline is it can't just be, I was disciplined for 2 days and then the other 5 days of the week I kind of fell off.
Yeah.
It is, consistency is something that like 66 days straight
Yeah.
to build a habit. It's consistency with your discipline.
I noticed that in my morning routine, if I can just squeeze out a couple days, 4 days straight, where I'm getting a good like chapter in reading, getting up at 6 a.m., it gets easier after that.
Yeah.
But those first few days are like,
You're just
I don't
changing up
wanna
what
get
you're
out of
comfortable
bed.
with.
Yeah.
You're getting out of your comfort zone, and that's what people don't want to do.
I think a big thing too is like spiritually everyone wants to grow. Everyone spiritually really wants to go places, really wants to go big with stuff. But like the human body, dude, we're lazy. We crave sugar, we crave caffeine, we essentially crave everything that's easy. Like you put a human body down on the couch and they're like, "Oh hell yeah, give me
Comfortability.
give me the Xbox controller."
We crave comfortability. We don't want to expand outside of our comfortability.
What do they say? Give a man enough money to pay rent, a girlfriend, and a roof over his head, and he won't do anything else.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
something like that.
Yeah.
And you see that happen all the time. We see that in the store. Guys like grinding, killing it, get a girlfriend, and you don't see them for months, and then all of a sudden they show back up. Yeah, me and her broke up, man. It's
I know
crazy.
so many people like that. Just
They-
content with where they're at, and
they grind to get to what they need or want, and then once they get it, they're like, oh, cool, I am good. It's interesting.
Kind of it is interesting because it's kind of I'm not like that, but I know people that are like that, and it's like if that's how you want to live,
Yeah.
and if you actually are happy, like that's the main determining factor.
Yeah, if you're happy.
If you're happy with that,
But it's
'cause
a weird,
I got a
like-
dude that goes to the MMA gym. He's awesome. He's an engineer, and he's like, I was talking to him the other day, and he was usually as an engineer around. Like if you move jobs
Mm-hmm.
like frequently every year, even you can make more money
Yeah,
anytime you go, right? So anywhere you go, so they move a lot and they switch jobs. And he's been at his job for 5 years. I asked him why, and he's like, I make great money. My family's here. He's like, I have enough to do everything I want to do and more.
Yeah, he's happy and
And
content.
he's a really happy dude. You can tell he's genuinely happy. So I think that's super important because,
I'm talking more on the physical side of things.
well,
of like,
I think most people that are not disciplined and most people that are like that are not happy. I would say the majority of them that don't carry discipline with them and like are content with just sitting on the couch. They just sit there.
Yeah.
They don't do anything. You cannot tell me you're happy.
No.
Like most people
deep down.
most
and I
people
almost
are
feel like
unfulfilled. and
once
they
again,
just-
it's a cycle. Like once you get lazy and get sitting on the couch, you like it almost like is easier to just keep sitting on the couch than it is to get up
And do
So you
something.
get in a vicious cycle of like,
Yeah.
oh well, whatever. It's easier to stay on the couch than go back to the gym.
you don't and you don't. And another thing, you don't necessarily have to go to the gym.
No, you don't.
It's not like your job. But if you really want to like go places and be successful with whatever you want to do, you kind of have to treat your discipline and your goals like a job. You get up every day and go to your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
With no questions asked. You know you got to be there, right?
Yep. Or you're gonna get fired.
You're gonna get fired.
So if you don't get up and go after your goals every morning, you're gonna get fired.
If you don't, you need to get up and kind of treat everything like that.
Yeah.
Like you're getting up for a job you hate.
Absolutely.
Pick up a book, read, do something, and
Build on
the
your
amount of joy and confidence and happiness that comes with being a disciplined individual is it defeats all.
Oh, yeah.
When you're consistently disciplined, you can just watch your life change. You know what I mean? And that's why I say that most people that aren't disciplined are not happy, because they just can't be. I've seen people like my buddy, unhappy, undisciplined, changes his life, loses 100 pounds, extremely disciplined now, and he's like got it down now. Like he'll text me and just be like, "Dude, I got this."
Like just hyped up.
And he's in the he's found what works for him with dieting and meal prepping and
it's like falling in the groove. You get in the groove and
you slip into it, and it's like second nature. You wake up every day and do the same things now.
and then after that, everything gets easier.
Everything, because you're in a more positive mind state.
Yeah, and that first little bit, like whether it be the first few months, first few weeks, first few days, those are the tough ones. You got to break through those.
Yeah.
Those tough ones.
Yep.
It's almost like opening Fitness Society, the store. It was fucking hard. Took a year. It was a grind. But then the studio almost just like came together naturally. And
yeah, it's because you put so much time into fitness.
it was
the shop.
It was definitely still a headache, but it came a lot easier. Well, so far.
Yeah.
We don't know what's to come.
Yeah, I think the happiness thing, we could talk about that all day long, with how much, happier people would be if they were more disciplined and stuff like that. Because when you don't do the things you should be doing, it's depressing. And
I think also people look outward and not inward enough. Like, they're like, oh, you know what? The newest Jordans that just dropped, those will make me happy.
Did you hear what Kanye posted on Instagram?
I'm wearing Crocs right now, just to be clear.
See these bad boys right here. I get made fun of these. They're $60, but these things are.
One thing I have definitely learned is material does not make you happy. So like,
nor does money.
I have always wanted a Toyota 4Runner, like always. Like I can't tell you how long I've wanted a Toyota 4Runner. I went out and bought one, and like it was like super pumped about it for a while, like a week. But at the end of the day, it's getting into any other car. It's not. It didn't bring any like. It almost in a way made me like reflect in a weird way. Like I was like, oh, like I don't know. It's just like
it can be depressing a little bit because it's not as cracked up as it's supposed to be. As much as you thought you'd be excited and just love it every day, but you do. You're grateful for it.
I love my 4Runner. I really do. But it's not like it wasn't what I thought it was. And I also did that with a pair of Yeezys like a couple months ago. I was like, you know what? These are cool shoes. Like I want them. It's gonna give me a good, fulfilling feeling. I got them, and I can say those shoes suck. They actually suck.
They all suck.
Yeah. So
I've bought Gucci shoes. I've worn them one time.
Yeah.
And they're the most uncomfortable shoe I've ever worn in my life.
So you'll catch me barefoot, Crocs, and flip-flops from now on. I will never be spending any amount of money on shoes ever again.
No.
It's just not worth it. It's not fulfilling.
People aren't disciplined with. That can go for anything. That can go financially.
Yeah.
Spiritually, physically.
So look inward first. I mean, as far as goal setting, happiness, look at what you're doing in your daily lifestyle. What is causing you this unhappy? Is it, a significant other, or is it you causing the issues for your significant other? Is it you causing the issues at work?
It's almost 100% of the time you.
Yeah, yes and no.
It's taking responsibility.
We gotta Sid, will you go out there and check with him? Just tell him we'll be out in a second.
It's almost taking responsibility for all of your actions, taking responsibility for all of your emotions, your feelings, in making the change. Okay, I have friends that are not disciplined at all.
No.
They're not happy, and they don't do anything to change it.
No, and you have to do something to change it. But we do got to wrap this up. It is 7 minutes past opening.
Yep.
Question we had for you guys today. What is your favorite healthy meal? That's going to be something we're going to target next week. So what is the meal that you like to eat the most?
Comment below.
Comment below. Like, subscribe. It's super important on YouTube. And then our products of the week are the NutriBio Pre, fully loaded electrolyte blend, hydration, pump, nitric oxide booster. It's got everything you need. Very, it's not super stimmy. It's very natural.
NutriBio is actually a sponsor in the studio too, so that's super exciting. We're excited about that.
So that's a cool one.
AP Prime Bites brownies. If you guys haven't had these yet, and you like you got a sweet tooth, but you want to get something healthy with some protein in it, check out the AP Prime Bites.
Yeah, the Prime Bites, they've blown up over the year.
They're huge now.
Ike and JP have killed it. And then we have the new container of the ISO-Mix from Astroflave. I think they did a really good job with this rebrand. It's not particularly, I'm not like shouting out the protein or anything. I'm just like this rebrand came out really nice. I don't know which way you're looking from. But yeah, I'm super proud of these guys. They've grown a lot. We've done really good work with them. And yeah, that's that. Check it out.
Yeah, we want to keep featuring products on the podcast, so every week we're going to cycle in different stuff. If you guys want to learn more about something or you want something specific to be talked about.
Yeah, if you guys have questions.
Yeah, questions, anything, shoot us a message on Instagram, comment below.
Yeah, comment on the video. That would really, that's the best place for you to write your question because it's going to help.
Yeah, we see and read all that. So any questions, anything, comment below, like, subscribe.
Thank you guys very much for watching.
Guys.
Send it to a friend. Peace out. Good shit.
Ringo Dingo.